Hello, people. Um, so I actually would like to have an intelligence conversation, which is why I'm not sure I want to go back on Conflux's channel, even though he's still running. I mean, I could. Hey, Sandy, how you doing? Um, but they're having there's 9 of them on there, including Marilyn, and yeah, I had Lucky wanted to go for a walk, and there was a phone call I had to take, so I just dipped out of there. But um, yeah, I'm up for. I mean, it would be nice to actually have a discussion about what's going on with intelligent people. Hey, Jason, why don't I drop the link, and maybe we will have a discussion and stay away from the crazy people on Conflux's channel. Although we could go on Conflux's channel. Poor Brett is hanging around there. The guy who goes by Jordan Peterson, Keenan, he's a pretty, I mean, a pretty intelligent guy. The discussion, all of 2 seconds I got to talk to him was better than nothing. I think Emmett, if he wasn't so sarcastic all the time, he's not the dumbest person on earth. He's just terminally online and stuff. And Marilyn, I generally I wouldn't have too many people. Yeah. Jason says, I would not have. I think that large of a Hollywood Squares is, especially with the way Confluence runs it, is just too crazy. You missed the stream earlier. I'm not sure you missed much. I'm not sure you missed much. I mean, he's got 17 watchers. I could go back there, but Kirk is there, Brett is there, Marilyn is there, Emmett is there. Yeah, it's a bit much. It's a bit much. I might hop on in a bit. Just gotta finish something first. Well, it would be nice to see you. Lucky is no longer scared of that ball that I got him. When I first got it for him, he was very scared of it, and now he's playing with it quite avidly. Where'd it go? What'd you do with your ball? Where's your ball? You had it. Where'd it go? Oh, there it is. You gonna jump on, Sandy? There's Sandy. How you doing, Sandy?
I'm
There's Sandy.
there.
How are you doing, Sandy?
Hang on a second. Do I have my?
I
Checking
think
if I've
you
got my
do.
sound on. I'm using one of my phones.
We are getting echoed.
Oh, yeah. Well, I wasn't sure because I'm switching phones. It has higher battery charge.
Aha. How are you
can
doing,
hear me,
Sandy?
all good. If not, I gotta have a look. See. I might go back to the other one.
Can you hear
I
me?
don't hear anything. Do I hear you?
I can hear you.
Yeah. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Okay. I'm learning to check all the backup sound places.
How you doing? How's Toronto? Why'd you set fire to everything?
Oh, hey. Yeah. My son actually sent me something intelligent about how, lightning starts all the things, and he shared something on Facebook from a guy that worked fighting the fires for many years and is in forestry, and basically they just happen. It feeds the trees. Sorry to tell
Yeah,
you.
this is why they used to do controlled fires, and then they decided not to do controlled fires, which I think is a mistake, but whatever.
That works in places where people live, but in northern Canada, getting the people into the thousands upon thousands of acres of nobody lives here trees is a little bit chaotic. Yeah, it's hard enough dropping people where the fires show up.
How's the air? Like, can you breathe?
I spent the day at Emerge with that very question, just because no, after about 3 weeks of dirty air, I was starting to have some issues. So I'm gonna go in and pick up my meds for helping with that tomorrow.
Okay.
So, yeah. So, but it did mean I got to be sitting around on YouTube watching things all day, because I was there from maybe 11 till 7.
Wow.
Yeah. Not as much of that was waiting to get in as I would have thought. It was actually like tests and blood work and just, letting their machines stare at me while I breathed.
Aha.
Yeah, apparently they've had a bunch of that go on this week. So, yeah. If you have any pending issues, apparently hanging around wildfire smoke will make them show up. So, yeah. But you guys have lots of wildfires out in California. You must know that.
Yes, we do, and yes, we do.
Yeah.
We still haven't recovered from the ones last year.
Yeah. I've seen a bunch of people pulling out masks again, hoping that will help to cut some of the air, but not really. A little bit, but not really.
I guess if it's N95 masks, maybe.
Yeah, if they actually use proper masks that you would need for various construction and other projects, yes, but no.
Yeah.
Yeah, those were the first to disappear back in COVID days. And all the guys that needed them for work were quite miffed about it. Yeah. Anywho. So, how's life there? Lucky's doing a lot better.
Lucky is, yeah, he's doing good.
Yay.
I have no intention of seeing the Odyssey movie.
No. I'm not.
I generally don't do movies at all, so yeah.
Yeah. I haven't seen that movie for years. What's the last one? Well, not years. Shoot. I do confess to seeing the Barbie movie when it came out. That wasn't my first pick, but somebody I love needed a laugh.
I went to a couple of movies with Trey because he wanted to go to the movies, but yeah.
Yeah, sometimes you go just because.
Yeah.
Ugh.
Lucky's doing well. I got to finally bathe him and brush him out a bit. Lucky doesn't like baths.
Wow. No, I guess. Is it true that a lot of dogs don't like baths, or is that just a?
Well, I mean, they generally. I mean, I think if it was just water, Lucky loves water, and he loves playing with water. But me shampooing him and then conditioning him, and all the brushing, and then the blow drying. It's a bit much.
So
say hi, Lucky. You guys can barely see.
Hey, Lucky. Hi, sweetheart. Hi, Lucky. He looks very content.
He's so big. You're so big. He's gonna turn 1 in 2 weeks.
Oh my gosh. When did that happen? How does that happen?
Yeah.
Yikes.
Yep. August 5th is his birthday.
Wild.
And he's like 65 pounds now. Oh, puppy. Oh.
Just wait till next year. Next year it'll be. Yeah.
Well, hopefully he won't grow too much because, frankly, at this big, I can barely hold him in my lap.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Yeah, definitely. He's a gorgeous dog. He really is.
Yes, he is. Yes, he is. Say hi to Aunt Sandy and Aunt Dawn.
That face.
He looks like a teddy bear.
Yeah. Wild. Just wild. He's cute.
Yeah, we have to get him a haircut. I think I might actually go to a professional for once.
Oh, poor puppy.
The thing is, poodles are so expensive. Like, the people who don't charge that much charge like over $100.
Yeah. Trying to think how often. I think the people in my building that have a golden doodle, golden doodle? Well, their dog is a female and she's like super yellow even. So, yeah. But she gets her trim every like twice a year or something, or like when she really needs it.
Dawn says I'm going the opposite direction, getting supplies to groom at home. Honestly, I have all the supplies, but like it's so much work, and he really doesn't like the sound of the clippers. So, yeah. So far, we've done everything at home, but like now, after the operations and stuff, he's got. I think I'll get a nice normal haircut from a groomer, and then I'll try to maintain it as best I can. I also bought coconut oil to brush into his hair.
Ooh,
because
nice.
apparently that helps with the matting.
Yeah.
He's not matting as bad as he was before. Apparently it's worse when they are switching from their puppy coat to their adult coat. So it'll get better from here, hopefully.
Yeah, that may also be reason why the neighbor gets their dog trimmed. Help with,
I didn't quite hear you.
Oh, I just was muttering to myself. Maybe that's partly why at the end of the summer they, into the fall they get a quick trim with enough time for it to kind of grow again before winter hits. Yeah.
Well, I mean, this is California, so you don't have to worry about winter.
Nope.
I think I'm gonna get him a leather collar. This got dirty way too fast. But he'll probably destroy a leather collar too.
Probably. Leave it lying around, he'll assume it's a chew toy.
Oh yeah. The only thing he's actually eaten was my wallet, which was leather, and he chewed up 2 $20 bills.
Oh no!
Not completely chewed them up. I think I can go to the bank and have them replaced. But like took bites out of them. But he didn't destroy my social security card or my ID, which was what I was concerned about.
That's good.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can probably get the money replaced if they see it just needs turning in. If the
Yeah.
serial numbers or whatever are a little mangled.
Yeah, he only took a bite out of the side. So like you have the entire dollar and he took a bite out over here. And $40 is the least his chew toys have cost me.
There you go.
Have I shown you the ostrich bone? This is his ostrich bone.
Nice.
Yes. He likes it.
I'm surprised you can give them ostrich bones because I guess it's because they're big enough that, because I know they warn you about dogs and chicken bones and turkey bones.
Yeah, but ostrich bones are actually much more hardy than,
wow,
than normal bird bones. Yeah, these are $15 at Costco, and he really likes them.
Oh, that's not bad. Costco has some pretty good prices on stuff.
The beef bones I buy are like $25. I got one for his 6-month birthday.
Nice.
And I might get one for his 1-year birthday. But he likes the ostrich bone. What do you want for your birthday, Lucky? What should we get you? He likes balls. He plays with balls a lot.
Nice. I don't say that bone's a favorite, it looks like.
Oh yeah, he really well, I mean anything I hold, he'll play with. If I put it down, he stops playing with it.
Hey Jason.
Hi. I just added myself in here. Sorry, Jacob.
Jason!
I was in the background for a little bit.
Oh, I'm sorry, I didn't see you.
No, that's fine. I was typing. I'm working right now, so
doing title searches.
Yeah, I was trying to finish up a commercial one, and now I'm working on residential, which is a lot easier.
You can do these from home now. Are you?
I've been doing them from home for a while. That's why.
No, I'm just commenting. That's what my dad did for work, but you always had to go down to City Hall and do them.
That's
unroll.
What I used.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I used to have to do. Yeah.
Wow.
I missed that. That was kind of. It was at least a little bit more interesting. Plus, you get to drive, which helps with the brake to drive. But yeah, I'm still doing that. I just got my realtor license, so I'm trying to slowly move into that because
you're gonna sell and buy real estate.
Yeah.
Are you allowed to do title searches on your own, or is that conflict of interest?
I probably could. I don't know. I don't know why that would be a conflict necessarily. I don't write. I mean, I'm like a self-employed contractor though, so I don't write title insurance. So I don't know. But I mean, I got licensed in Colorado for real estate, and I only do Tennessee stuff, so I would be able to do that anyway. I mean, I could probably learn how to do title searches here. I just don't really have.
I don't know if it's true, but it's still true. But the first few houses my parents bought had restrictive covenants on them. May not be sold to Jews.
Really?
That makes sense.
Oh,
no, there have been some pretty racist restrictions I've read before too.
Oh, yeah. Almost every house in Los Angeles says, I've seen almost everyone says no blacks or Mexicans or Jews. Some of them say no Chinese.
Yeah,
some of them say no Spaniards.
I mean, they're recorded, so you can't really get rid of them. They're just like, these old documents from like the 1800s. Yeah.
What do you mean 1800s? These are from the 1950s.
Yeah, there are. So, that reason? Oh my gosh! Wow.
The Supreme Court only stopped enforcing them in the 1960s. Gotcha. And the apartment that I'm in which Sandy's been to. You were here, yeah?
No, I have not.
No, you
No.
actually didn't come to my apartment. So
No,
this
we went straight
apartment
to conference.
is set up in a weird legal structure because it was built right after the Supreme Court stopped enforcing restrictive covenants. So they came up with this weird legal structure in order to be able to legally discriminate.
Really?
Are you kidding me?
No, seriously, yeah. So
I'm sorry.
in order to buy the apartment that I live in, you have to go and have an interview with the board of directors, and they have to approve you, and then you are not allowed to rent the apartment.
Wait,
You
Wow.
have to live in it yourself. Yeah.
Yeah. So wait, why is that discriminatory?
No. That's the way they were able to keep the blacks and Hispanics and Chinese.
Oh, because they would just meet with
Yeah.
them and then say, "Oh, we don't want to rent to you." Okay.
We won't allow you to buy an apartment here. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Huh.
Yeah.
Wow.
Do they still do that?
No. Like,
Okay.
no, but yeah, everybody's Asian, you know. Like
Okay.
all my neighbors almost are
Yeah.
Asian. But
crazy.
like
Wow.
that's why they came up with co-ops. New York City is like filled with co-ops, and they came up with co-ops so they could illegally keep the undesirables like the Jews out.
Gosh. Okay. Yeah, they'll do what they can, I guess. There's always loopholes.
I am. I don't know whether to say I'm shocked or disgusted. Totally.
Yeah,
both.
I don't think I've seen a ton. I mean, the ones I've seen there are some like racist stuff in some of the like legal descriptions and everything, but they were usually pretty old documents, like early 1900s. But even if you do see stuff, it's not applicable anymore.
Well,
They can't.
in Tennessee, it was. In California, they did it for far longer. Yeah.
Really?
Oh my
Yeah.
goodness.
Whoa.
This is the thing. Like, I grew up in Los Angeles, and I would keep on hearing people talk about how racist they are in the South, and I would look around me, and I'm like, no. The South, people in the South aren't allowed to be racist. We here are really bad. Like, Beverly Hills High School exists just so white people don't have to send their kids to school with black people.
Gosh, that's terrible. Is that entirely true, or is that like half true?
It is 99.9% true. That's why it exists. It might not still be the thing, but like that's why. Like,
Yeah,
here, let me
gotcha.
pull up
Yeah.
let me pull up a map of the Beverly Hills School District, the Los Angeles School District.
But was it more based on race, or was it more based on just like income and wealth?
Hold on.
Okay.
Yay.
Okay. So here is a map of the Los Angeles Unified School District,
I have to look at this.
which I will show momentarily. Okay. So this is the map of the Los Angeles Unified School District, right?
Mm-hmm.
And you'll notice that there's a few weird things, including the Beverly Hills School District, which is completely surrounded by the Los Angeles Unified School District, and the Santa Monica School District, and the Culver City School District,
Whoops.
and the Inglewood. Well, the Inglewood one, Inglewood is where the black people live.
Oh
But
my word.
but like Beverly Hills, Culver City, and Santa Monica exist as school districts just so the wealthier people didn't have to send their kids to school with the poor people.
Goodness.
Okay.
Malibu too.
That makes sense. If it was more of a wealth thing, I could see that still happening.
It's the same thing. Wealth and like 60 years ago, wealth and race were like the exact same thing.
Yeah. That's true. But you can't. But yeah. I got you. Wait, I have a question for you guys. Why don't you want to see the new Odyssey movie?
I generally don't go see movies, but like any movie that I've only heard about because there's a lot of controversy, it's like I will go see movies if two different people tell me it's good to go watch.
What's the controversy around it? I don't know anything about it.
They
Is it Ellen Page? Oh, sorry, no.
No.
Oh, I'm gonna get in trouble for saying that.
apparently they cast a not exactly very attractive black woman as Helen of Troy.
Oh, Samuel L. Jackson.
Apparently, I mean, I don't know.
I'm just kidding. Okay, so kind of like a Queen Sheba thing. That's what they were going for.
Yes.
Okay.
Are you
And
gonna go see it?
that's the controversy. Is just that one thing.
Well, a lot of people were like, "Why are you? Why like it's
Yeah.
Helen of Troy obviously was not black."
Yeah. Yeah. I don't know if I'll see it. I mean, I probably would just see what it's about. I like a lot of his movies, so I would imagine it would be good. But I don't know. Yeah,
What other
thought
movies has he made? I don't.
Christopher
follow
Nolan,
him.
didn't he do all the Batman movies?
Oh, okay.
Isn't that? I think he did those. Did he do Inception? Is that the same guy, or am I thinking of someone else?
I don't know.
Huh.
Did you watch
Don't quote me on
the World Cup of Soccer?
No. What happened? Who won?
Spain?
I haven't been-
Spoiler alert:
Uh-uh.
Argentina won 1-0.
Did they really?
They did.
Is that the?
And yesterday they France and England played for third place, and the score was 6-4, which for a football game is like the most high scoring game in like forever.
Yeah, that seems really high. That would be a fun game to watch.
Don says apparently the IMAX theaters are booked for that a year in advance.
For the Odyssey?
Good grief.
No way.
I mean, I can imagine it would be beautiful.
Yeah.
Yeah, they got a huge cast, right? There's a lot of
Huge cast and probably lots of beautiful scenery.
Yeah. Yeah. So go see it for the scenery. Why not just go to Greece? Where was that? Where was the battle anyway?
Did Oppenheimer?
The Battle of Troy, I believe, was in Troy.
Is that what is that? Is that still called that to this day? Is that a dumb question?
I think Troy kind of like sank or something. Oh. Spain won 1-0, not Argentina. I am sorry.
Somebody said, yeah.
Yeah, I think for a long time people thought Troy was mythic, and then they like this actually discovered it.
Oh, really? Oh, okay. I didn't even know if it was still.
Let's see what.
Yeah.
Let's see what.
But I mean, even if it was mythic, it would be kind of the mythos of it would be based around somewhere, right?
So, according to Wikipedia, and Wikipedia is never wrong, Troy was an ancient city located in the present-day Çanakkale, Turkey.
Never heard of it. Oh.
It is best known as the setting for the Greek myth of the Trojan War. The archaeological site is open to the public as a tourist destination and was added to the UNESCO World Heritage List in 1998. Troy was repeatedly destroyed and rebuilt during its 4,000 years of settlement.
Wow.
As a result, 9 archaeological layers have been identified at the site, each corresponding to a city built on the ruins of the previous. Archaeologists refer to these layers using Roman numerals, Troy 1 being the earliest and Troy 9 being the latest.
Wow.
Interesting.
That's a
Now we
long
know.
history. How many cities have that long a lifespan in the world?
I don't know, but Troy 9 was from 85 BCE to 500 AD.
Jason does title searches. He can tell us.
Oh wait, what was the question again?
How many cities have been for like 4,000 years?
I gotta
We could ask AI.
I gotta do the titles on the
Yeah.
ancient city of Athens. Okay. Yeah, we could just ask ChatGPT. You could tell us, right? They'll probably just make something up.
Probably.
Christian Baxter, what are you doing up?
Christian Baxter. Where'd you see Christian Baxter? Oh,
He's in the
wow.
comments.
Christian Baxter.
You should hop on here. I don't know if I've ever actually talked to him on a stream.
I
or
have,
anything.
but it's been a long time. Christian is too much of a celebrity to like jump onto my stream.
Oh yeah, sometimes you pull some pretty big hitters though. Somehow.
I don't know if I can pull somebody as big as Christian Baxter, like
Yeah.
Gavin Ortland, Father Stephen. Yeah, those I can get. But like Christian Baxter, I don't know about that.
Yeah. Have you talked to Gavin anymore since then?
No.
Okay. That was wild when he came on.
I mean, he came on for 20 seconds. I told him he's going to hell, and then he left.
Did you really? I don't even remember that.
What do you mean you don't remember that? I told him like.
Why was he going to hell? What did
And
he
then
do?
people
What did he do?
people told me that like here we can watch the famous Gavin Ortland
That's so funny.
What did he do to go to hell?
famous video of Gavin Ortland on my channel.
Did it blow up?
I mean, it's pretty big. I mean, it got more views than most of my stuff. Has 1.9 thousand views.
Whoa.
One
Sam,
who
hold
goes
on.
all the way.
Dr. Ortland, if that is actually you, if you can put your hand on your forehead. Yes, thank you. Sorry, I had to do this because
that's him.
this is Dr. Ortland. Yes, it is an honor, sir. Please.
Put my hand on my phone. How many tests do I have to pass?
No. Yeah. So the hand on the forehead thing, when if it's a fake video, you wouldn't be able to actually make the gesture, and that's why. Yeah, we get porn bombed a lot on these streams.
How many sidewalks and bicycles do you see?
Yeah.
Hey, thanks for letting me join. This is kind of fun to see you guys. I've always wondered you guys talk about the TLC. I see that all the time. What the heck is that? Can you give me a
So
brief
this is
explanation?
actually not the TLC.
Okay.
I
It is, Jacob.
This is the TLC.
my channel isn't away from the TLC.
All right.
I am part of the Jordan Peterson sphere, but Paul Vanderklay is the Pope of the TLC.
Is the TLC the one true church? Are the institutional boundaries? Is it institutionally exclusive?
I would say we're all heretics. Jacob is a schismatic.
So Paul, being as he is, he believes in, what do you call it, jackal Christianity, or what do you call it? What's that animal you say instead of lion versus fox? He tries to be foxy by not calling things the way they are.
And look at him.
Yes, it is
Fox.
very closed communion, and Paul actually kicks people out when he wants to, but he's also very like mainline in not kicking anybody out. So like,
I can't
Jacob.
imagine Paul kicking anyone out. Paul.
okay, are you guys actually interested in seeing more of this or not?
When do you tell him to go to hell? Or he's going to hell. Don't tell him to go to hell.
Okay. So when did I tell him he's going to hell?
Yeah, that's what we're wanting.
I'm trying to remember. Here, let's
Who else
look at
popped in here?
let's
Yoav's
look
here.
at the transcript.
I'm adding.
Let's see. Pajot? Will that find it? No. Find penal substitution appointment. Okay.
Oh, of course, that would be
Okay,
one.
there we go.
Wait, what?
There we go. Okay. At the same time, as I have said many times, and you might find this strange, I believe penal substitutionary atonement is one of the greatest blasphemies I have ever heard. It is something that I fear very much. So when I was listening to you and Pajot talk, and I believe you quoted the Jerusalem Council talking about how someone who believes in this will be damned, I was like, yeah, I agree with that. I really do. Which for me is actually a painful thing to say, because Sam is a friend of mine and he does believe in penal substitutionary atonement. And Paul is a friend of mine and he does believe in penal substitutionary atonement. So Sam went like this, which makes me think, yay, you know? So, and so it is my love of God and them as representatives of God creatures, right? So my Twitter bio has the Mishnah from Avot, the sayings of the fathers, which says, loving the creatures and bringing them closer to the Torah. This is why my channel exists, to love the creatures of God. And the creatures of God oftentimes, and frankly, I don't know which damnable beliefs I have, but I probably do, right? And that's why we have this discussion. And being Jacob, I'm going to have to say this, Jeremiah 31 talks about the new covenant, right? That shall be written on our hearts, so that from the least to the greatest we shall know God, and it shall not be required of us to each other know God, right? That is why I believe Christianity is false, because we are here one to the other saying to each other, know God. So I told him Christianity is false and he has damnable beliefs and he's going to hell.
That was a very nice way to
And
put
we
it.
got Christian Baxter. Now I'm
You
going to have
did.
to double clip this.
Oh yeah.
Can you hear me? Am I
Yeah.
working?
We can hear you. Yes. How you doing, Christian?
I'm good. I just saw you were on, so I was up here in the studio and I was like, huh, I'll
What are you
jump
up
in.
to?
I
Brett
changed
says,
jobs
I can't
recently.
believe you got me stuck on that other stream, Jacob. Yeah, I'm surprised you stuck it out. I kind of bailed.
That was
that other stream.
I saw a short moment of that and I was like, oh, that's getting wild.
Yeah, Confluence's streams are pretty wild, but that's part of the fun of them, I guess.
What job are you doing now, Christian?
I'm still a nurse. I just changed where and when and like what area of the hospital I was in.
Oh, okay.
So.
Is it?
Are you
good?
still travel nursing?
No, that was the big thing. I'm back in my town now.
Okay.
So, yeah.
Yeah. Once I become licensed as a clinical social worker, travel clinical social workers make a lot of money.
The whole travel thing is, it's about taxes too. So, a large portion of what you make doesn't get taxed because it's stipend for the travel. So.
Oh.
And probably
Yeah, like,
deductions.
I see jobs that are like $4,000 a week for travel clinical social workers.
Yep.
Wow.
Yeah.
So what are your thoughts on the Odyssey?
Haven't seen it yet, but I really want to see the first time see it in IMAX, but I don't know if I'm going to get to do that until in the first weekend in August.
Oh, okay.
So, but I mean, I'm excited to see it. I've always liked, the Hebrew epics, like the ones, like Ridley Scott and Mel Gibson and those guys like 20 years ago. And so I think it'll be good. I've followed pretty close to a lot of what the guys like Peugeot and like Paul Antleitner have been like reviewing it and stuff.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I haven't kept up with any of that. I didn't even know what the controversy was around it or blah blah blah.
It's just the
blah,
same
blah,
that Hollywood is using DEI to cast, but you know, apparently there's kind of a little bit of play on that, I guess, in some ways. Like I don't know. I'm not smart enough to articulate it.
Oh, you're smart. Don't say that about yourself.
Yeah, I
We
just
made
it's
Brett
yeah.
have to jump on.
I heard Odyssey. I had to jump on.
Oh. Ooh. What do you guys say about it? About the controversy?
I just wish they would have not let it get caught up in all this crap. You know, and let the artistic merit shine as authentic as possible. But you know, in a sense, you could argue it isn't even the Odyssey. You know,
Oh,
I mean,
gotcha.
it's a what 2017 version of it. So Emily Wilson, I think she is. And then there's I think there's a character. I think the whole Elliot character, Ellen, whatever you want to call it. I think she wasn't in either one, right? Like that character was like invented.
I don't know. I have no idea. Yeah, what are you doing inside, man?
Well, my phone was dying. My AirPods were dying after that last stream. Holy moly!
Was it crazy? I didn't even catch any of it. I clicked on
Yeah.
it for like half a second and then I had to work. But
That lady, what's her name? Marilyn.
Marilyn? Yeah.
She's out there, buddy. And I don't know. I mean, it just proves to me that God's got a plan for you, Jacob. I mean, holy moly, for you to be kind to a person like her, it's just insane.
Look, I mean, I've dealt with lots of people who are similar to her. Yeah.
This is why
did you
families.
see when she came on my channel and we just had the one-on-one discussion?
No, you're gonna have to send me that link.
I don't know if I know where it is, but it's definitely one of my best. Yeah. Just
I mean, it's a brainwashing that literally breaks up marriages. You know what I mean?
Okay, so I mean, I am not diagnosing her since she's not in California, and I have never actually seen her as a patient. But if I were to see her as a patient, she would definitely be checking off boxes in the schizophrenia.
Are you practicing, Jacob?
Yeah.
When did you graduate and get licensed and everything?
I graduated in May. Took a couple of weeks or about a month for my to get my ASW, and I got a job. Just finished my second week, so yeah.
Dude, congratulations.
Thank you.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
That's
I am
awesome.
Good.
Associate clinical social worker.
Yeah, my wife will graduate LAC in a month for licensed associate counselor.
Okay.
cool.
It's a very special person that has that, you know, I mean, medical field in general, really, to be honest, even what you do. So, I mean, I'm sure there's people that aren't necessarily, you know, a very small percentage of them would be not genuine.
Unfortunately, very large numbers of people get into the mental health field because they have their own problems that they haven't dealt with.
Ah,
Yeah. And
Sure.
unfortunately, large numbers of people go into the medical field because they're predators.
don't think it. I mean, isn't there? I mean, I feel like with psych tests and things like that. I mean,
They don't really do psych tests.
really?
They should. They some places used to. Most places, it's not legal to anymore.
Yeah, and there's a demand to hire because there's always people are always short staffed. So
Yeah,
You don't want-
and yeah.
On
I'm
one
sure
hand,
you
it
see
takes one to know
with
one, I
nurses
guess.
as well. Like, you know, serial killer nurses happen.
I think it's called The Good Nurse, like that movie. I don't know if it's on Netflix or where it's
Yeah.
Yeah.
I would think that I just like a serial killer in the real world. I would think that it'd be very hard to hide for that long a period of time. You know?
Unfortunately, like they've caught nurses who've killed hundreds of people.
Yeah, I mean, but that's like the exception, not the rule. You know.
Oh yeah, obviously.
You know.
Yeah. No, I mean, obviously we're talking about the exceptions, the vast majority of people, but it's definitely something that I've noticed you have to screen for, and people try to screen as best they can. But honestly, on a locked psych ward, it's almost impossible to staff a locked psych ward with orderlies without having somebody who just wants to beat people up, and it's a good excuse. And
Yeah,
you
some
just
people-
have to have enough other staff there to make sure they only end up beating up the people that really
Wow.
really need it.
I think there is some glamour to, jobs where you're dealing with intensity in the public, like in the emergency room or as a cop. People, they want some kind of action or some kind of energy, that, they call the intensive care unit intensive care. You're dealing with emergencies. I mean, you're going, if you're attracted to working in those places, there's a part of you that is interested in intensity.
Is that where you work?
I did CV ICU and CVICU for 6 years.
Oh wow.
So
Can I ask a weird question?
go for it.
What's the grossest thing you've ever had to do? Can you share that?
I was having this conversation after dinner last night. We went on a double date.
Okay.
Basically, people that have not taken care of themselves, that need a Foley catheter, that come in and get admitted to the hospital, that are, 70 years old and male or female, it's pretty gross. And then the other side is when people have had, issues with bowel movements that are just unbelievable, and they're too sick to care for themselves because they're in the ICU. And
What does that mean? I mean, I've definitely had issues with bowel movements, but I don't know.
Not
if
like
it's
he's talking
unbelievable.
about.
well, if you're on a ventilator or you're not super
Oh.
conscious and your body still has to excrete, and you have to deal
Oh,
with
so
that.
so you mean just like cleaning up after? Yeah.
Yeah, that's
In
poop
the
and
psych
pee,
ward,
man.
you end up with people inserting things into their own bodies.
Yeah. I've seen some
And-
X-rays. I've seen some X-rays.
and things get infected before you find out about
I've seen
them.
it kill people. I've seen people die from that. Yeah.
Yeah.
From, die from some sort of sick pleasure.
We're curious
So,
creatures.
Yeah, man. I don't talk about that on my channel a whole lot. I try to keep it a little bit separate.
Let's talk about it on Jacob's channel.
Yeah.
That's
You can
I-
talk
I
about
moved-
anything on Jacob's channel.
Yeah. So
Do you like talking about work, or is it just monotonous and
I think
stressful
it's
to bring
partly
it up?
like I talk about things on here at times that probably wouldn't be popular in the workplace, and so I think that's really why I try to kind of not
Gotcha.
mix those
Yeah.
things as politics and religion and
Yeah.
showing up to work. People can find it, my channel, and some people have, but it's like
Yeah.
I'm not talking about work on there.
Yeah. I just didn't know if it was enjoyable to even talk about it. I don't really enjoy talking about title searches very much unless I find a funny name. So, I don't know.
What do you do?
I just do title searches. Like if someone's buying a house, I do research on a piece of property. And
Oh, well, that's
and
interesting.
I don't. Yeah, that's what I mean. It's like I don't really.
I might need to talk to you offline.
Really? Are you buying something?
No, I own a lot next to my house and
Oh,
have
okay.
questions.
Yeah, I can give
So-
you a little bit, or tell you what to do. I don't know if I could do anything
Yeah.
where you live, but yeah.
So
Yeah.
no,
It is-
there's
it-
interesting things about the medical field related to I don't know, certain things we talk about on here. It's just, I guess this is where I kind of came. Well, part of it is because, I had to like restart a career at 30, like completely change fields, and it was pretty devastating. And I found a lot of meaning, doing ministry, like evangelical ministry, worship ministry.
Yeah.
And I tried to like insert that into the nursing career, and it like failed miserably, and it was kind of painful for a while. And so I've also learned how to let work in a lot of ways just be work, but as opposed, it didn't have to like hold like a large portion of that kind of meaning in my life. It has meaning, but not the same. So
I understand.
yeah. It's
Yeah.
it's part of it.
You've seen one penis, you've seen them all.
Yeah. I mean, I could make some comments, man. You'd be
You'd be surprised.
you'd be surprised about patterns that you recognize that aren't talked about.
There are different genre of penises.
Yeah, the meth addict penis.
Oh,
That's-
God. I didn't know that was a thing.
I didn't either until you just start putting two and two together. So
Surprise, surprise, surprise.
yeah, if you really want to know.
What do you do, Brett? I don't think I know.
Yeah, no, I just lost my job.
Oh,
Damn.
I'm so
Yeah,
sorry.
but I've been like a weirdo. Like I've done a lot of different things. I would say the majority of my life I was a salesman, and then I got into drilling wells, water wells, and then but in between all of that, I did all sorts of stuff. Machine operator and like just random things, which has been kind of fun. But I would say over the last few years, God's kind of nudged me into kind of chasing Him instead of, finding significance in people and jobs and things like that.
Yeah.
And so, when I started doing my own studying, I had friends of mine that were like, dude, you should, consider, seminary. And I'm like, I don't need a title. I'd just rather learn, to be honest. Like, that's just for people. I wouldn't use it. But then the more than I got to thinking about it, the issue is having at least a degree. It is what it is. It's credibility. I mean, you can come on here and just talk, right? And some people may know that you might have some intellect, or you might have some knowledge on history, or the Bible, or whatever it is. You know what I mean? But there are certain people that you're not going to reach unless they see that. I think Jacob, like when you respected Dr. Gavin, and you called him doctor, right? There's a respect there that you were giving him. It's recognizing the time and his education and things like that. Now, not everybody will be like that, but I think that there's certain parts. So that's why I got into seminary.
Oh, okay.
But yeah,
Cool.
Which
Where are
seminary?
you? Yeah.
Calvin Theological Seminary, Jacob.
You're at Calvin, soon to be renamed Servetus University.
Yeah, maybe someday. In honor.
So what are you learning right now, or studying?
So I'm only doing a master's in, I guess it's considered, well, it's the basic one, so it's not like it's a
Master
it's
of
not
Arts.
yeah, it's not an MDiv. It's not an MDiv.
It's an MA.
No.
It's an MA.
But what's crazy is I'm doing like stuff on the side that's already MDiv stuff, which again I'm probably never going to get an MDiv because there's really only a necessity for it. But I'm working on Greek right now. I'm going to work on Hebrew, Jacob. That's why
be glad to help.
it was really entertaining watching Claire and her beginnings and stuff. But what's really cool is when I hear you talk about languages, I just didn't realize this because I didn't grow up. I wasn't taught that a second language is important, so I never learned a second language. So when you start learning just one other language, it's the rest of these other languages. I mean, you already have the concepts of how a language works, so I feel pretty good about moving into that direction. Being able to learn both of them. But I think those
certainly the textual method. It helps. I mean, once you learn the textual method, you can use it with lots of different languages. Yeah.
Yeah, like conjugating and I think it's just cool. I think it's cool. It's kind of like a code, a puzzle, so it's kind of fun in that regard. I think if I had to go back as a kid and, what would you do different? I probably would have gotten into languages. I think that would have been really, it would have been fun for me, but I didn't realize at the time as a dumbass kid, that I was actually be interested in that,
Yeah.
So.
Too busy looking up the genres of penises.
Christian, what made you jump on? You don't jump on very often.
Silence.
I don't know. I just it just felt like the right, and it felt good. I had a few minutes, and I just was like, hey, it seemed pretty chill. It seemed pretty. I saw the one I peeked at the one earlier today Brett was on. I was like, whoa. I wasn't gonna hop on, but I was just like, this was like some old hats in the ring and just kind of shooting the bull or whatever. So yeah,
just shooting the bull.
Yeah, the time that the two of us joined, it seems like there was tons of people on stage. It took me a while to realize it's all fake.
Was you on the other stream too? You were on the other stream?
No, this stream there was a quote of the of previous broadcasts.
You mean the one earlier today? Yeah, the one earlier today was kind of crazy. It's kind of crazy.
Well, Brett, what's your plan after seminary? Do you have
it's crazy. So when I started getting into PvP's content, and I started listening to a lot of you guys, and so there were two stages in this evolution for me. The first one was getting enrolled in school and having a cohort that I would be doing kind of like what we're doing here. And so like these people that I'd be doing classes with, I mean, it's like they love talking theology. It's like, these are my people, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then I ran into all of you guys, and I'm like, this is fascinating. Like more than just theology. There's philosophy. Some of you guys are into the tech and the math and and I mean, I wouldn't say I'm definitely not as brilliant. I'm not brilliant at all, first of all, but I'm like, the way that Cool Kid is, right? I mean, it's kind of like, I kind of envy him in a way that he's able to find a space that he can legitimately ask questions. Now, he may play a little, he might be doing a little cosplay or whatever, he might be like name dropping and book dropping, and that's great. I'm just not that kind of guy. Like, I can't memorize all that stuff. It's like, but when I did find you guys, the intimidation factor is these guys talk, especially because I was coming in also listening to Luke. I was listening to very abstract people.
Mm-hmm.
And so I was like, I don't have anything to offer these strings. You know what I mean? Like, I'm going to come in very lowbrow. I'm not going to be quoting and citing people. That's not my thing. I'm not good at that. And so, but then, I don't know, I don't know, something came over me, and I had already been in Luke's chat long enough, so I finally decided, all right, I'm going to break the fourth wall. And so, and I'll never forget it, because Luke was all excited, and then he heard me talk, and then that was all over. The excitement was over.
What do you read?
So
Huh?
Kirk has been
Yeah.
doing debates recently.
Oh,
Yeah,
Does he do-
which has been kind of like I haven't even been watching them, but he's
Oh, is he
apparently
do-
doing better than I would.
are they filming them?
Yeah, no, he's doing
Oh.
internet debates. Yeah,
No way. Wow.
yeah.
Does he have his own channel that he's putting them on, or what?
No, he's going on like debate channels and representing Noahide Judaism.
Is he a Noahide?
He
Yeah.
is a Noahide.
Oh, I had no idea. I didn't know what he was. He asked a lot of Jewish related questions, but I didn't know.
Yeah. He's
Okay, cool.
He's a Noahide, and he's, they find him interesting. And from what I hear, he's not doing a bad job. Actually, he's actually doing a pretty good job.
He's a smart kid.
I'm gonna head to bed, guys.
Good night, Chris.
All
It was
right,
nice seeing
good
you.
night.
Thank
buddy.
you for jumping
Yeah, it's good to
on.
see ya.
Good night.
Good night.
Good night.
Yeah, Cool Kids. I think what was cool about and Yoav had the stream going. It was funny, the evolution of listening to pondering questions, and then and how she was kind of encouraging him and everything, but it was kind of very motherly, right? And then Young God came on, and it was like, it was kind of what the kid needed, I think. There was like part of me was like, yeah, he's calling balls and strikes there. Like the kid does play a little word game. Like I don't know if it's, I can't figure out if it's legitimately to impress people, or to intimidate people, or to test people, like to test to see how deep you are or shallow you are. But I don't even think he's as deep as the test that he's setting for other people.
Yeah, he's not testing people. He's trying to impress people.
Is that what it? Okay.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
I remember when he first started coming around.
Dude, but if he acts like that in debates, he's gonna win a lot of debates, even if he doesn't win the debate.
Yep.
You know what I mean? That's what pisses me off about debates and stuff. It's like, it's like, who's the better dunker? You know what I mean? It doesn't matter how many points you score. And it's like, but it is that's blood sport debate. Like Andrew Wilson's whole shtick, like when he does this university thing, it's like it's teaching people how to look like you're winning almost. In the middle of the debate. Like
I don't
Jay
know
Dyer.
Andrew Wilson. Who's Andrew Wilson?
Jay Dyer's buddy.
Okay.
Yeah, and Jay Dyer does the same thing. I mean, if he gets frustrated, he'll just start naming all of your fallacies. That's an ad hominem fallacy. That's a Strontian fallacy. That's a, I mean, it's just, it's just like, okay, dude, you're just trying to sound like, and the average person isn't. Most of them aren't going to really know what the hell he's talking about.
Yeah, I don't know.
But it sounds cool.
Until you get to the fallacy.
What is that?
The fallacy is the fallacy that just because you can name a fallacy means you're wrong, right? So, if I fallaciously say the sky is blue, right, without it using some sort of fallacy, right, that doesn't mean that the sky is not blue. It just means that my argument is wrong.
Right. But yeah, then he just becomes a phallic fallacy. That's the thing about it. It's like when he said he's going to stop debating, I'm like, well, what else are you good for? Like, that's really what made you popular, dude. Like, I don't really get it. I mean, did you make enough money?
Yeah. Wait, Kirk said he's going to stop debating?
No, Jay Dyer.
Oh, Jay Dyer. Okay.
Yeah. But I get a lot of people like, it's kind of like James White for me, right? Like, I don't like his tactics. I don't like how he is perceived, like his cadence. Like, what I mean is, like, he comes off very condescending. And so, like, but he's a good debater. Like
he's a good debater, and I mean, he only, from my experience, he only condescends to people who deserve to be condescended.
That's a good point. He does only, he equalizes whatever it is.
You mean just stupid people, Jacob?
Yep.
About the way that Cool Kid talks, I have another person in my real life who talks exactly like that. I mean, he starts a conversation by throwing some famous name or a mathematical theory. That other person is the veteran and most learned and wisest man in my organization. So he comes with receipts. And I think over the years, just the way he speaks, I mean, there is no, cannot attribute intent to it anymore. Just this is how he starts a conversation, and it doesn't matter about what subject. And it's partly respect, because he always hopes that if he mentions some kind of obscure theory in physics, that he will find a partner that will actually know something about the theory, and they will have an interesting debate or interesting discussion about it. But it is just an opening gambit. If you don't follow, then he will continue the conversation to where it was meant to be led. And I reprimanded Cool Kid. I told him this is not the right way to talk to real people. It is not the way to start a conversation. And then pondering question arrived one day. And for her, it was the right way to start a conversation. And those two struck a beautiful friendship, because that was the language both of them talked.
Mm-hmm.
So, as I said, for every key there is a lock. So fine. So he was right, Cool Kid. If he wants to speak this way, he will find his friends who will talk this way, and he will form a nice group. And yes, he is getting, every time he's getting more and more impressive. He's meeting one challenge after the other. The last I saw, he met with Jon God, which is like a master to meet at the end of a game. Jon God is really shouting at him. But the good thing that Cool Kid is patient. He was very much anti-Jon God at the beginning, because he didn't like the sharp language. But I think towards the end, he agrees with me that Jon God is actually trying to play the father here. And I just hope that Jon God will find now the time among his other occupations to play the father to Cool Kid. Because it will be a beautiful friendship when it forms.
Yeah, it was pretty fascinating.
I think I missed all of that. Too bad. Is that on a Bible study or something? Yeah, where did Sandy go? I didn't even know she left. I'm over here searching a title on another tab.
Also, Cool Kid lately met the Daring Hobbit. And he was trying to explain to the Daring Hobbit about Noahides. What are Noahides? The problem, his explanation is always a bit too intimidated for the uninitiated. Like when he was starting to say that if you want to be a Noahide, then you have to ask the rabbis about what the Talmud says about it. And then I had to stop it. No, you just open Genesis. The text is there in Noah. You read the commandments, and there you are. Nothing complicated about it.
Wow. Don't ask Claire that.
Yes, yes, I have a lot of clear hours. I can predict what she would say about things now.
I have a question.
Claire
Does
certainly
anybody
has
know?
her own views about
Yeah.
a lot of things?
She does. What does she do for a job? Does anybody know?
She's
But
a qualified barrister, but I don't think she's ever practiced.
Oh, so does
A
she just not?
barrister
She
is
just
a
doesn't.
type of lawyer in England.
I think you had told me that before. So she doesn't work at all then. She
As
doesn't
far
do
as
something
I
else?
know, she's just incredibly wealthy.
I need to ask her.
And anyway, could be retired by now.
Yeah, by the way, the Abbott and Costello thing was awesome.
It was. That was hilarious.
Young,
Did you hear that, Yoav?
Yoav's the one that told me about it. He goes,
Oh, okay.
Brett, the last 10 minutes,
Yeah.
check it out.
What was
Yeah.
that? No, I
like
didn't
for
get
somebody
that.
who knows Hebrew, it's hilarious.
That's the thing about her, man. So like for the morning shows, I have to block her. I just have to. She derails an entire morning. Like that's not what we're trying to do in the morning. Now other people, they choose to allow her in, and that's fine because they don't really have an agenda. I mean, I don't have an agenda either, but I want to have a conversation with people, and I want it to be on topic. So that's a problem. She can't do it, and so I've tried to, and the deal. So the morning show is my limit, right? But I'm willing to still technically engage her to a limited degree on other streams if she comes on. You know what I mean? But that's like the extent of it. I mean, she's so divisive. She tries to divide the Jewish guys against the Christians against the Jewish guys. I asked her point blank one time, and no, actually, she said this after either she was banned or blocked or whatever. She started her stream and started to vent, and I was listening to it, and she basically broke down that she wants all the Christians to register under their denomination. She wants Jews to register, practicing or non-practicing. But the Muslims, they all need to unite and stop talking Sunni and Shiite. And I'm like, so wait a minute. So you want to divide Christians, Jews, and men and women, really, because she tries to put men against women and women against men. I'm like, you just divide everybody, but the Muslims, for some reason, you're trying to unite, and for the it's not for the secular Quranism, because none of them are down for that either. You know what I mean? I don't know if she thinks this book is going to be her, like, peace offering with them or something, but it's like, that's the reason why, honestly, I really legitimately thought for a while, and I don't even know if I still don't believe this, that she's some kind of chaos agent, like she's like paid to pin people against each other, in these online spaces. Dot was talking about how China will pay for people to go online and literally stir shit up. So why would somebody that is a brilliant orator not be able to make good money at doing something like that? But what's confusing to me,
I don't think it's for the money. I think she may be an ideologue. She may have certain beliefs that she doesn't say, but I don't think it's for the money.
There are two faces to Claire. If you listen to a conversation with Chris Howard this morning, I don't know how it goes with
you think that was genuine?
She was nice.
I know. She's been nice to me one-on-one.
Yeah, I mean, she has those two faces. She could be a nice, pleasant conversation partner for hours. And then she has this agenda. Fine, and this is what makes the TLC interesting. I mean, no two people here are the same. it's not that if she's really going to spread any chaos and disagreements here, because we don't agree on anything to begin with. So let her play her game. If the game is actually harmless, then let her play it.
The game is not harmless.
Wait, say more. I like Claire. She throws a lot of punches. I think it's funny.
I think the main thing I admire about her is her at least appearance to have a sense of humor. You know, even if it is fake, I don't know. You know, but and that I admire that she sticks to her guns. I mean, I'm not going to say I admire what gun she's grabbing. I'm just saying, you know what I mean? Like, I think it's interesting, you know, but the problem I have is that she doesn't even want to understand what a Christian believes because she misrepresents it all the time. She's pretty good about understanding what a Jewish person believes, but wants to literally make you guys say it. You're supposed to call these Christians idolaters, and that they're, you know what I mean? Like she
never does it herself. Like she's if you've seen her interviews with E. Michael Jones,
yeah,
right? She is brilliant.
Oh yeah.
People underestimate Claire. Claire is not as dumb as she seems.
No, I don't think she's dumb at all.
No, I don't think she's dumb.
No, but my whole thing is that she plays really good parts at the time she needs to play them. That's the thing. That's what makes me think that it's not all genuine. Plus, she doesn't want you to know anything really about her. Like her big complaint, I want PvP to random me. And she's like, but I don't want to answer any of his questions. He wants to know what went wrong with you, what happened in your childhood, and you know, and she's like, I don't want it to. Nothing happened. My parents were great. I didn't have any problems. And I'm like, you clearly had something go wrong. So
I think it was her divorce. Rabbi,
I thought her husband died.
No, she got divorced.
No, she's a widow.
Really?
Yeah.
I thought I found the divorce papers. Okay.
Well, that'd be interesting because somebody, unless she, again, this could be maybe they're two different stories, or maybe they're the same story.
Rabbi Mullet says hi. Rabbi Mullet is going to do a Q&A again on my channel, I believe on Tuesday.
That's exciting.
So, anybody who wants to actually learn?
Yeah, let Cool Kid Kirk on.
Rabbi Mullet can teach you.
Cool. Jewish questions or any questions?
I think Jewish questions.
Okay. All right.
I can't. I don't think Rabbi Mullet knows very much about title searches.
All right.
Dawn may have questions. Dawn always asks good questions.
Brett, I got a question for you. Do you have a favorite book of the Bible?
I would have to say it is, if you make me pick a book, I would have to say I like Hebrews.
Ooh. Oh no.
That
I like it too. I like Hebrews too.
Scene?
I just know what Jacob's going to say about it. But
yeah, I like it because I feel like it's a condensed overall picture. No, you could argue. I get it, Jacob. If I had to pick a second one, obviously I would go Romans because I like the breakout. But if you were to tell me you're going away to prison and you had to pick one of these books, you know, that would be different. Because like Romans, I kind of already know, you know, whereas Hebrews could be beneficial continuously, you know. But I understand why the artsy people like Job and Ecclesiastes and, you know.
Yeah.
But I already started with all those, like, you know.
If I had to pick one book of the Bible to take with me to like a prison or a desert island or something,
let's go to an island.
Psalms?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good point. Like if I was going to be in a stranded situation, those prayers and songs are phenomenal.
And Psalms basically has everything in it, you know?
It does. It really does.
What do you mean? Say more. I always get bored with Psalms.
You get bored with Psalms? How can you get bored with Psalms?
Every time I read it, I absolutely love up to like 50 something. and then there's a part in the middle where I'm like, I just kind of get bored, and then towards the end it comes back around, and I like some of the later chapters a lot.
Jacob,
For
I
some
told
reason,
you.
the beginning-
I told you what we do, right? With our psalm service. Did I ever tell you that?
I don't think so.
So, like our psalm service, the inspiration had to do with like what were the first Christians doing, right? Well, it was very similar to what they were already doing, except the switcheroo, right? So the idea was to still go, because sometimes they enough people converted where they would take a temple. I mean, it would be their temple, and so like they would be going there and they would basically read the scriptures, they would sing the psalms, so that was part of their thing. They would read scriptures, and then they would discuss it. Like there would be a conversation, like people would talk. You might have a teacher or whatever, but there would be a discussion. But they would always be around a meal, and then as far as early Christians, communion obviously was a big part of that routine. So like my pastor decided he wanted to do a breakfast. So he wanted to do a psalm service. We were going to do a breakfast. And then, so for like first hour would be breakfast, talking, hanging out, communion. And then we start off with psalms, singing the psalms. And the idea was, because and I would say Jacob could agree with this, I would say that the majority of people probably had most of the psalms memorized. I mean, like they probably sang them. I know that Paul's brought up the fact that like at some point in our denomination, I think not even 100 years ago, if you were going to be ordained in the CRC, you had to have all of the psalms memorized.
Really? That's
Yeah.
interesting.
Yeah, but I mean, pastors today, that's such a daunting thought,
Yeah.
But so my pastor decided he wanted to put them to music, because when I say, if I were to say, country road, what
Yeah.
would you say?
I'm
Take me home.
not from the South, so I'm pretty
Take
bad
me
at that
home.
one. But
Take
like,
me home
I know what you mean.
to a place. So like we have this memorization ability with songs, and I think that probably was how it was for Jewish people as well, because they'd be singing these songs on the ascent to Jerusalem, and
Yeah.
so like you'd have these big groups of people heading, and they'd be singing it, and so like they'd be able to, like The Chosen kind of like captures a little of that weirdness of like sitting around a campfire, and then somebody starts a psalm, and then the next thing you know, the whole camp is saying it in unison, because they all grew up with the psalm, and so. But I just think it was such a special thing. Plus, what was really neat is, like a couple people in our church, as we've started doing these, they have something go wrong in their life. You know what I mean? And then all of a sudden, a psalm would just pop in their head, because it's a song for them. And so, like, they're remembering, my enemy's coming against me, and it's like, it's so cool just to see how Scripture just literally enters you in a way when you deeply need it. You know what I mean? And so, like, the Psalms is a very, very special book. I agree with Jacob.
Jeff, you have to jump on. I have to get a drink of water. I will be right back. But I'm
I didn't
listening.
even see his comment. Where the heck is it?
Jeff is somewhere
Oh,
around.
there he is.
Yeah. Jeff is somewhere around here. Who
Yeah.
else was?
Yeah, I didn't see his comment.
Matt is.
I'm not
is
a
somewhere around
libertarian
here.
Christian. What is he talking about? Who is this person?
I
Aroma?
will be right back.
Who's Aroma?
I
I don't know.
exactly know who Aroma is.
I don't know what a libertarian Christian means.
I don't either.
Yeah.
Um,
So are you Calvinist?
yeah.
Oh, okay. I didn't know that. I mean, that's fine with me.
No, it's just it becomes a pejorative diss in the TLC.
It kind of does.
I know, it's so funny. It's like,
Hang in there. Did you grow up Calvinist?
no, that's what I mean. And even
Oh.
my parents weren't Calvinists.
Oh, okay.
So like,
What
you
you
know
do
how,
to that?
so what happened was I grew up as a Lutheran. So I got, I had catechism or whatever, confirmation. And then, let's see, I guess when I was about 14, 15, like there were other churches that had better youth groups, you know, and
Okay.
so like I was kind of getting tired of the church that I was in. We had some issues with youth directors and everything, but my mom and dad, their final straw was when the pastor had a problem with extemporaneous prayer, meaning, you know, not a written prayer, you know, like in a liturgy type sense, like
Yeah.
to just openly pray freestyle.
Mm-hmm.
So they were already, you know, they were young, man. They were young parents, and so they were already kind of wanting to transition and figure out a new place where they felt the Holy Spirit was leading them, and they ended up in a charismatic church.
Yeah.
And the church they happened to be a part of initially wasn't great, but the next one they moved to was really great. It was like seeker sensitive, you know what I mean? And as a younger person, it's like, this is awesome, man. Rock band, you know?
Yeah.
They're hip. So I was part of that, you know. I didn't really take it that seriously because I was caught up in the easy believism, you know what I mean? I really, part of me believed that I just had to have Christ. I didn't have to follow any rules, and I mean, I don't believe I have to follow rules, but the idea that I could just sin all the more, like Paul says, and like, no, that's not the case, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like that shouldn't be a desire for you, you know. But until I hit a brick wall, you know, it was like 25 years ago, when I was about 25. When I hit that brick wall, it was a sudden stop, man. And I was grateful that I did have family that was Christian, and I was grateful I did have that non-denominational church that I could kind of fold into, because I really needed a really warm, fuzzy God at that time, you know.
Yeah.
So Jesus, the lover and the comforter, was very helpful for me then. But then eventually, as time went on, because it just is easier in those environments. You know, the idea of you being a sinful person isn't even a consideration. You know, you're better than you think you are, and it's like a TED talk. And then, but then, I was rejected by this church when I tried to come back to it. I got caught up in work, and I was kind of watching church online, so I wasn't really participating anymore, even though I was in leadership. Like I was doing recovery meetings and alcoholic addiction meetings with them, and like I was really part of the church. And the church got huge. It became a mega church. And then when I tried to plug back in, and they kind of gave me the Heisman, you know, like, I'm good. Just keep watching online. It blew me away, and I couldn't believe the rejection. I didn't expect it, and so when it happened, I went to my parents' church, which I had been going on and off to too, because it was where my parents were going.
Mm-hmm.
But they didn't choose it because it was CRC. They just chose it because it really kind of seemed non-denominational, because they really didn't push the whole CRC thing.
Yeah.
They just were very, you know, Bible centric.
Yeah.
And so they liked it. So I went to the pastor and I laid out my whole, you know, story, and he said, "What are you asking me?" And I'm like, "Well," he goes, "Are you asking if a sinner can go to church?" And I'm like, "Yeah." He goes, "Yeah." And I mean, at that moment, I realized how stupid of a question it was. But I guess because of what had happened to me, I felt like, I guess this is what I need to do. Like, I need to get permission or something.
Yeah.
And so then it really made me dive into theology. Well, I was diving into the Bible already. Like, I was getting really heavy into reading a lot. And so as I was studying, a friend of mine was he was in seminary, and he's like, "I'm going through this systematic theology. You know, is it something you'd be interested in?" I'm like, "Yeah, I want to learn this." Because part of me wanted to know what these people thought they knew.
Yeah.
To treat me like that.
Mm.
Like, what doctrine are they running? What program are they running that they think that would be okay? So, you know, part of it was, I think, I don't know, you know, I guess I wanted to know. I didn't want someone else telling me what I should know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
because the Bible was already exploding in my face. Like I'd grown up, the Old Testament was the Old Testament, New Testament. This is where you need to stay. And then I started reading the whole Bible and seeing it all connecting, and it just exploded in my face.
Yeah.
Just the way these stories were connecting, and the whole giant arch of God's story. I mean, it's remarkable.
Yeah. That's beautiful. This is the
I
best book
didn't
there
want
is.
to interrupt you.
Sorry.
But, one of the early Christian practices. So the synagogue service very much revolves around what we call the Amidah, which is the standing prayer. And apparently the academics agree with this, the early Christians substituted the Lord's Prayer for the Amidah, and so they would recite it 3 times a day, every day. So if you're trying to go back to early Christianity, I highly recommend actually considering saying the Lord's Prayer on a regular basis.
Yeah, I like that. I've been challenging people in the corner a little bit on the this rote idea, the idea of rote prayer, but because I don't want it to become a cantation. You know what I mean? It seems like sometimes they're trying to generate some sort of a spiritual plane with this type of prayer, which is whatever. If that's your tradition, but I do think that there's something, especially corporately, you know what I mean? And obviously, I would even be cool with doing like the Apostles' Creed, or if they wanted to go as far as the Nicene Creed, whatever. But I think that there's something really special about us standing together and saying publicly what we believe. You know what I mean? And also with the prayer, same thing. Publicly reminding ourselves, and it's part of at least the group of guys I'm kicking it with. We really want to preach the gospel to ourselves, and we really try to do it every day. Now, there might be some disagreements on what we believe the gospel is and stuff like that, but as a Protestant, to us, it's kind of like the core stuff. It's not a lot of other stuff, so. It's not like a whole liturgy that we're preaching ourselves, every day. So,
Yeah.
Lucky wants attention.
Lucky!
Give him some attention.
My cat was earlier begging for attention. She was a little pissed off.
Do you know what Yosef thinks of Hebrews? The same as you?
My guess is Yosef's view of Hebrews is even more of dismissive than mine. Because I mean,
it might be.
The thing with Hebrews is like, oh wow, like when I heard the description of it as a theological crime scene, I was like, oh, that's so perfect.
Wait, where did you hear that description?
I think it was Rabbi Skobach who called it a theological crime scene. And it so is. Like, oh my God.
You're so funny, Jacob.
Well, there's certain books that I would really like to hear more Jewish perspective around, like just kind of maybe like a charitable perspective, because they confuse me, and I'm like, I don't like one of them. I remember asking Yosef, it was probably like a year ago. I don't even know if I have the notes because I wrote down some stuff that he told me, but the part where Jesus is like, eat my flesh and drink my blood in the Gospel of John, I'm still like, why on earth would a Jewish person say this? Like, it seems so absurd to me. And so I remember asking him that. I was like, is there any reason a Jewish person actually would say something like this? Because isn't that extremely forbidden? Like,
Yeah,
why would you even be
but
making a
here's the
joke?
thing: aren't Jewish people are so beautifully poetic? The way they write, you know what I mean? Like, so for somebody to hear that in a modern, even in, you know, to me, I could see especially if you went from being in a Jewish context to a couple of hundred years later, where now you're starting your own heresy outside of Christianity, and you're saying they're cannibals, man. Like, no, they just meet privately, and they symbolically, this is a symbol, and it's like a poetic symbol. And so, but yeah, you got the emperor, and these people are like, they're like cannibals, man. They like eat blood and drink, and eat bread and drink blood, and you know what I mean. So like that was kind of like the pejorative angle that was being treated to Christians. But
I wonder what did Yosef say about that though?
Yeah,
I remember him quoting like he was very nice, because I mean it is still one
It's
of those
Yosef.
things where I'm
He's
just
always
like,
nice.
yeah, and I think it was something in Psalms he quoted, and he was like, well, it could be some reference to this. I don't know. I should see if I have my notes. I mean, we moved since then because we are in this new house now. But yeah, I don't know. It's just one of those things. Like, it still seems, because even to be poetic, it seems like kind of a leap for just to say that, I guess, as a Jewish person. I don't know.
Yeah, I personally, like, my answer to you is I don't think Jesus ever did say that.
Yeah, but then there's, I mean, and that's in Hebrews. I guess the reason I bring that up, because like there's other books too, like Hebrews and Revelation.
The Gospels.
Both seem like, well, Hebrews seems like it's like trying to point at stuff in the Old Testament, and Revelation seems the same way to me too. It's like literally pointing at all these old things in the older scriptures, and I just wonder, like, what, like if you and Yosef did a Bible study on Hebrews and Revelation and just went through chapter by chapter, what would happen?
So first of all, Rabbi Skobach has gone through the entirety of the Christian Bible on Tanakh Talk, and so he did an entire commentary chapter by chapter, but there's a Jewish commentary on the New Testament. I'm trying to find it. Let me see if I don't think this is the one. No, this is there was one on, is this it? No, that's not it.
I gotta say, the Gospel of John confuses me the most, I think.
Well, that's the one that's not. It's the only one that's not. It's more poetic than the others. Mark is the down and dirty, just the facts, man.
Yeah.
You know, it's the shortest one, and then Luke is definitely a historian. Like, he's documenting places, people at the time, like specific, like I think Josephus, somebody had quoted talking about Luke as being impressed with the way that he was treating history, because normally you didn't treat history very much like this, but Josephus definitely did. Like, you like when you read some of his stuff. Are you giving me a dirty look, Jacob?
No, I'm trying to find here. Yeah, it is by Amy Jean. So Oxford University Press, the Jewish Annotated New Testament.
Oh.
So, yeah, this might be what you're looking for.
It has a bunch of red X's. Wrong.
No, that's not how it is. I believe they came out with a second edition.
It is pretty fascinating, though. I know people might dislike maybe I don't think it's only reformers, but maybe you could say Protestants. But like, when you're trying to contextualize the Bible and say, okay, who is this written to, and why was it written?
Mm-hmm.
You know, like, there was a point, right? And so, like, because I think a lot of denominations, a lot of loose denomination Protestant denominations would take scripture out of context. It's like they're misappropriating a verse for some other point. It's like, so they're reading into the text something that they're trying to achieve, and so they're using the verse, for a bigger point. So, like, the idea that you can tell Matthew was really, like, he was definitely writing to a Jewish audience because of the way, I think it was his the way he was doing the lineage of Jesus. I think it was all from, or maybe I'm trying to remember who used the Mary's lineage all the way back to Adam, or maybe Abraham, and then another author did Joseph's lineage all the way back to, and so, and that's the crazy part, is both of them come back, I think, to David, which was really awesome. Like, so, like, even whether it's the male line or the female line, but depending on the group you're talking to, it would matter more that the father lineage, it would matter more that the woman's lineage, you know what I mean? And so it's like you hear the author, directing his gospel, like Luke clearly, it's almost like he was commissioned to do this, but yet not really. Like they were saying, we need, like he says, he said, like, I have an orderly account. I think it's the beginning of Acts, an orderly account of these events, so
We have Yosef.
He's here. He's here.
Apparently, Yosef is watching.
Oh, I saw he was in the comments earlier. I didn't know if he hopped
Yeah.
on.
Yeah, it was
is
like 15
great.
minutes ago. You could just learn the cancellation for Tanakh, John.
Hezzy's in the comments too, apparently.
Yeah, I don't mean it's a total symbol though, Bison. I was just using the symbolic language. I'm saying that to me, I would say that Hebrews, I don't think that they would see. I mean, yeah, if he were to have slashed his arm open and pour blood in a cup, it would definitely not be very harmonious or poetic.
Did you ever see the video of Kenneth Copeland doing that, or like faking doing it?
Dude, that guy's out of control.
It's so amazing. It was amazing. He's a Native American, I think, so he can do stuff.
He's
like
mentally disturbed. I'm not going to go
Really?
as far as to say he's possessed by a demon, like people think that, but no, he's mentally disturbed.
I haven't kept up with him in a long time. I remember there was a YouTube video of him like doing. I think they were doing communion. He like pulled out a knife and was faking and cut his hand. Like it was obviously fake. Like he wasn't like trying to trick people, but he was like, "This is what a blood covenant is." And
But that's what's
That's
so
wild.
crazy. It's like, that's what's so weird. It's like there was clearly an idea of a sacrifice, right? Like they understood sacrifice, they understood blood, but like by using a cup of wine, as a symbol, he's obviously not cutting himself open, but he was going to be this sacrifice, right? So, he's trying to demonstrate, and he's told them many times at this point. He's already told them 3 times, I got to go and die. I'm going to be dying, and they're still not registering this.
I think it's just something Paul came up with.
It wasn't Paul, dude. This is Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John.
No, see, that's the thing. So, first of all, the Gospels were written after Paul. Second,
I don't dispute that, but they were still written
second-
by the main authors.
Second, there's only one version of the words of institution that gets exactly copied in the 3 gospel. I believe the 3 synoptics have it. Does John also have it?
Which one? What are we talking about? Communion?
The words of it. Yeah. Words.
Yeah,
of institution.
primarily John, and then Matthew has it, I believe. Let me see here. Hold on, I'll pull it up.
Yeah, I think it's something that.
Yeah,
was-
Matthew. Now, a
From-
couple of them, not to confuse Christianity, but a couple of them definitely may have had like Mark's gospel. You know what I mean? But then they added their own experience and the things that were important to them that they recalled. And that's what's so cool about an overall witness testimony when you think about it, because if you have 4 people that witness the same event, same crime, one person may remember the t-shirt and jeans the guy was wearing, the other person might have remembered the getaway car. You know what I mean? So like there's all these different things, but you can see that the stories are the same, but yet there's a slight shift. Like, no, there was only one guy that was demon possessed when they went over to no, it was 2. It's like these are such to me, if they were all identical, I'd have more questions about it.
But they are identical.
No, they aren't. They're not even
They
near
are.
it. They're not identical. They line up, the story lines up, but the details are not identical.
I mean, from what I have seen, I think just First Corinthians got translated into Mark, Matthew, and Luke.
Hey, that doesn't even have
First
anything to do with the
Corinthians?
Gospels.
Yeah, 1 Corinthians 11.
They don't. That doesn't have anything to do with the Gospels
11.
as far as there's quotes about events that were already spoken. Like there was these stories were already going. It's like Paul had sat with the disciples. There was a whole 3 years before he even went on his missions, before he even met back with Peter and John in Jerusalem. You know what I mean? So, there a lot of time has gone by. There is a lot of evangelism going on, right? Like there's this spreading of this gospel orally, and then when finally Paul's starting these churches and he's writing letters to these churches, they obviously realized that we've got to put the word, because I think that they thought that probably was going to happen soon, like his second coming. I think they thought it was going to happen sooner. And I think that it started dawning on them, especially with Paul's theology and his understanding. I mean, even Peter would say some of the stuff he writes is hard. It's hard stuff, but it's hard to understand, but it's not for everyone. Not everybody is a Jacob or a Brett, or we have lay people. They're just not going to want to dive this deep in theology. They're just not, and that's fine.
I was listening to a speech by Father Stephen, and he says Paul actually never is talking theology.
What is he talking?
I can't figure him out, man. But then
You
again,
can't figure out Father Stephen or
yeah.
Paul?
I think that when it comes to Father Stephen, I'm going to try to be respectful.
Yeah.
I think that because for whatever the reason, I think people are drawn to traditions and styles of churches based off of them. That it could be artistic.
He
could be
grew up
mystical.
CRC, right?
I know. No, he graduated from Calvin. He didn't grow up CRC.
No, he grew up CRC.
No.
Yes.
No.
Yes.
He graduated from Calvin. That doesn't mean he was CRC.
No, he grew up CRC.
He told you that?
Yes.
I don't remember ever hearing him say that.
He grew up CRC.
Either way,
Yeah.
though, more importantly, though, he clearly came from a Calvinist Reformed tradition.
Yeah.
Right? And so I have actually witnessed in someone else that I know that I'm close with how that particular tradition for them as a child was not conducive, and they found another place. And so I think that sometimes you're drawn to whatever you feel your need is that causes you to draw close to Christ. For him, it was very much the mystical, I think most of the TLC has a mystical bit to it, unfortunately. I mean, there is a...
Why, unfortunately?
Well, because, I'm not trying to throw mystical things out. I'm not saying that.
Yeah.
The problem is, though, there's where you're letting your desire for the imaginary and the mystical to override everything else. That's the most important thing, and so it's like everything in scripture that we read There's balance to everything. Anger is acceptable in certain times, right? But not every time. Even something as stupid as like everything. Everything. If God made everything and everything is good, right?
Yeah.
What's bad? Because I believe in the fall, original sin, I believe that we are the ones that corrupt things. We overeat something, or we overdo something, or we misappropriate something. So like we're the ones that take things and jack them up. You know what I mean? So it makes sense to me from a theological standpoint. But you can obviously overdo a church institution where that becomes the more important thing. You know, that you're really into the art or the music. You know, like if you're a non-denominational person, like the rock band, you know, like you're really into that. That's your shtick. That's your jam, you know, or poetry. You know, I mean, I bet a poet would not like to hear you could probably do too much poetry. But wouldn't you agree you can't just sit around and do poetry all day long? You actually have to live life. There's relationships. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's like we can ruin everything, even if it is a good thing.
You are very Calvinist.
Yeah.
Why do you say that, Jacob?
It's soothing.
In response to what he said.
I believe it was Calvin who said the human heart is an idol-making machine.
Do you think we can ruin everything though? Like, or we can make anything
I don't think
idle?
we can ruin anything important.
That's some
I
Calvinist to
don't
me.
give us that much credit.
You don't give mankind's ability to be corrupt that much credit.
Nope.
Wouldn't you say that's
Even
pretty
with
Calvinist?
some of the evil people that we've seen in history.
Yep.
So how would you rectify that? How would you square that?
I mean, I believe God created the world and he saw that it was good. And that's why I have my hope. This is what I keep on saying to Paul Vanderklay is I only wish Christians were messianists. Christians don't look forward to the apocalypse. They don't look forward to that. That's Ben Gurion and who? Who's next to Ben Gurion? Is that his wife? You're muted, Yoav.
Ben Gurion and Paula Ben Gurion, his wife.
His wife.
Skankenstein, dude, you gotta know, bro. Even Jacob knows that was a civil order that had nothing to do with him. He agreed with it. Yes. Is he a heretic? He answered yes. He's a heretic. So what did the civil authority do? They crucified his ass.
I think if you read what the letters that Calvin wrote about Servetus and him being put to death, you will see how much hatred he had in his heart for Servetus.
Yes, but when they asked him about him dying, and you know, it was basically the mic's on you.
Yeah.
You know, is he a heretic? It's like now he already said all this stuff about him. It's like, what am I supposed to do? I have to tell the truth. I do believe he's a heretic. Good. It was a theocracy. You know what I mean? I mean, if anything, you could make an argument. And again, I'm not idolizing
I
Calvin.
think anybody who looks at the situation as a Christian should see who was Christ-like in that situation and who was Pilate-like in that situation. And if after you look at that situation, you name your university Calvin as opposed to Servetus, that tells me whether you follow Pilate or Jesus.
Well, what are you going to do with George Washington University?
What about George Washington University?
Well, I mean, he wasn't a perfect person. I mean,
I didn't say he was a perfect person. I'm just saying if you're looking at Servetus and Calvin, right?
Yeah.
Servetus
Was a heretic.
lived a Christ-like life.
He was a
And
heretic.
Calvin lived a Pilate-like life.
I would say that that's not accurate because I think that you don't realize the level of let me put it this way, even an Orthodox archbishop
Yeah.
got killed because he believed in the doctrine that he was writing. So it was not like he was just pulling stuff out of his rear. You know, it was stuff that was already there. You know, he was just
the fact that the Trinity has been used to murder people for thousands of years only shows me what the Trinity is like.
Okay, Jacob, now question. Listening to this discussion, what damage does Claire bring to the TLC that is exceptional?
Say more.
She doesn't allow for us to have respectful to have enough of a relationship before and after we have discussions like this. She inserts discussions like this into every conversation. That's what makes it impossible to have her be part of the conversation more than she is.
Okay, so we know where she came from. We know something about her childhood. We know about her divorce. We know where she lives. I think I know more about Claire than the common member of the TLC.
I didn't say she
Okay.
wasn't a member of the TLC.
It has been said.
I
in the
just
past.
have boundaries
Yeah, you didn't. We're not saying you said it.
for the morning show. Yeah, no. Yeah,
Now,
she's-
Brett, watch again my moderation skills. I came
You-
into discussion and diffused it.
oh, I see.
Good job, Yoav. Good job.
Brilliant. Yeah, brilliant. No, I think that the church history is definitely ugly. I think these people, especially because they didn't have what we have, right? The internet, where we can communicate and talk to each other so lickety split and kind of figure things out. Writing letters back and forth to each other is 10 times worse than text messaging. You know, so you're trying to convey points and you're waiting for counterpoints, and like years become decades, and the next thing you know, there's like this massive misunderstanding. So, you know, I think it was serious for these people. I think that they really were taking salvation seriously. All of them, I think, were. You know, now, is it unfortunate that it went the way that it did? Yeah, of course it is. I don't dispute that. But once things got figured out and people landed where they landed, you know, whether you were in Dutch, whether you were in Germany, whether you were, you know, in England, you know, like, you know, Rome. So, I mean, depending on where you ended up, you can see this lineage. Now, people would say the only reason why Europe or, you know, North America became populated was because of the Industrial Revolution and all that stuff. Like, they would blame the success on that. And I think as Christians, we would say, well, I don't know. Because we moved from an anti-hierarchical elite structure. You know, we moved out of a structure of it being only the elite can read the Word of God, and then also Protestants were valuing everybody's occupation in the grand scheme of the world. You know, so everybody's job was important, not just the priest. You know what I mean? So that created a huge value to the quote unquote peasant, to the person that wasn't an elite. You know, I think that's what happened in the United States when George Whitefield came over and he was talking to the poor people, you know, and he was preaching the gospel. And it's like, meanwhile, the Anglican Church didn't want him to do anything of the sort. That's why he left England. You know, like, no, what are you doing? You know, like spreading the gospel to these peasants. Like it was some kind of ridiculous thing. So it's like, you know, this thing has a way of evolving, and I feel like the Holy Spirit blesses certain movements because people get it wrong. You know,
Well, people do get it wrong. It's just, I mean, to go back to what initially I was saying, right? If you believe in the promise of the Messiah, which I do, right? You believe that in the end it will be good, because from the beginning God said that it is good. Also, I have to get up at 6 a.m. to go to work. So I am going to leave Yoav in charge.
I'm leaving too. I trumped you. I got to get up at 4:30.
Yoav is leaving too. Has he said if we were still going, he would jump off?
Oh, well, I gotta go too.
Jason's gonna go too.
We're all
Okay,
going.
fine. I guess.
Thanks for the chat, gentlemen.
I mean, I do want to talk to Hezzy too. I haven't spoken to him in a long time, but I need sleep.
I guess we're gonna have to say goodnight.
I'm going to use host's prerogative to put the Reverend Parcells to bed, because he does need to get up in the morning.
Sorry, Reverend. Thank you.
But before he goes, I have a question. Let's say, God forbid, that I were to burn somebody at the stake for not being a Trinitarian, and I did not repent of that. Is that a salvation issue?
Sometimes Jacob takes that devil's advocate thing too
Isn't
far.
there a proverb that says something like, "Don't answer a fool according to his folly"?
But there's a proverb that says, "Answer a fool according to his folly."
There is.
Exactly right. And I'm going to leave it to you guys to determine, which of those was applicable in this situation as I go. So, but anyhow, good.
Thank you, Reverend.
Good to
Thank
chat
you.
with you all.
Thank you.
Good night.
The